Here we are, Maple Hill Disc Golf Course, located in Leicester, Massachusetts, right outside of Worcester. Today, we have a super fun match between two of my good friends. They're going to be battling out a practice round on the Maple Hill Diamonds layout. We got two of my top 5 picks for this 2026 MVP AmSide tournament. These guys are no strangers to the channel. They've got great forehands, great putts, and a great all-around game. I believe they'll both be contending for the win this weekend, and I'm ready to showcase their skills right now. Starting us off, we got Matt Long from Ashland, Massachusetts. He's rated 944, but he's for sure on the rise. He just started playing tournaments last year, and he's already averaged 958 over 3 tournaments to start the year. In today's round, Matt's going to show you his forehand distance and how he can hit forehands on any angle that he wants. He's going to show you some cool flights that he can put on the forehands. He can throw A5s, wraiths, firebirds. He can do it all. And he can pretty much birdie any hole out here with one. Matt Long's repping 978 in the 2026 season and recently just finished his first year of Team Challenge playing with the Marshall Street Bammers. Next up, we got fan favorite Korey Fournier. He's from Lancaster, Massachusetts, coming in with a rating of 969. He's also part of Team Disc Golf 978, and he's been playing tournaments since 2018. Korey's not only a great guy, but he's also a great competitor. He loves throwing the forehand on nice chop anhyzer lines, really getting the full flight of that disc. With his combined skill and experience, I truly believe that he could take this tournament down. Korey's also no stranger to the OTR Disc Golf channel, and he knows how to win. Korey plays Team Challenge for the Barry Dam Shooters, who recently moved up to A-Pool. Today, these two are going to show you how they will attack Maple Hill Diamonds and what some of their plays are for this weekend's tournament. We're going to get into the action in a second, but right now, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you're enjoying the content.
We'll stroke play practice round for the MVP AmSide tournament this weekend. Playing the Diamonds layout at Maple Hill.
Just getting warmed up before I take it down.
Let's get it. Let's have a good match.
You want to go first?
Sure. That's what I'll do.
Hole 1, par 4, 720 feet.
Destroyer, star destroyer.
Alright, in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the holes of Maple Hill Diamonds, but also what these guys are going to be throwing. These two are going to be playing a scored round. Nothing's on the line, but they're still going to keep score of their first shots. Here we got Matt starting us off with the destroyer. He's putting it on a nice flex line, just trying to get a little bit past the blue basket. Off the tee, you're really just trying to get over the pond, as that's the only real hazard, but you also want some good distance. Korey's also going to be throwing a destroyer on a forehand, trying to match Matt's shot. As you can see, he really commits. There is a little bit of a headwind right now, taking away a little bit of distance, but they're both in good positions. With a nice forehand into the green, through the triple mando, they will be able to birdie. Korey's starting us off. He's throwing his west side long Bowman. This is like a beat-in Firebird, kind of like a Sexton Firebird. What a shot. As you can see, the basket's on the right. You really need to throw a forehand skip shot if you're all the way back here. That's your only real chance to birdie, unless you get yourself a long putt. Matt's trying to match that, and he doesn't quite commit to the flex. He does not go through the triple mando, so he has to putt from the drop zone here. The drop zone's about a 65-foot putt. He's trying to give it a bid. He's going to have a tap-in bogey to start the round. And this is Korey's birdie putt to go up 2 on Matt through 1 hole. Boom, he knocks it down. Korey's sitting at 1 under, while Matt Long is 1 over. There's not going to be too many birdies on this hole in the tournament. A par is a pretty safe score on this hole. I'm sure it will average over par, especially throughout the whole field. So hole 1, about 720 feet, par 4, OB pond, and then triple Mando. Hole 2 here is about 300 feet. There's OB all on the right with the rock wall, all the way up to the basket. So you really want to make sure you keep it out left. Korey plays a little bit safe with his longbowman, and he's going to find the trees on the left. He's going to have a circle 2 putt from there. He played it a little bit too safe. Speaking of safe, Matt plays aggressive. He gives it a little bit too much height. I think he's going to want to keep that one lower. And he does find the out of bounds. I think he was throwing a Firebird there. This is Korey's birdie putt. Just a little bit high. Great line. Great bid. He should have a tap in par. While this is Matt's putt to save par. And he comes up a little bit high, unfortunately. So he's going to go bogey to start. With a missed Mando and then an OB stroke. So he's +2. Korey is 1 under. So Korey's up 3 strokes after 2 holes. Hole 3 here, it's about 320 feet. Probably playing a little bit further. Now this isn't the normal blue hole. There is a diamonds basket up to the right. Maybe like 50 feet past the white basket. As these guys were throwing, they didn't actually know where the diamonds basket was because this is a relatively new basket placement. I'm sure there's people playing this weekend that don't actually know they're playing to this basket. You can see the blue basket up on the hill. This one's a little bit shorter. These guys both have birdie putts. Korey's about 45 feet right there. Matt's about 25, 28 feet. Just a little bit low. So they're both going to be taking tap-in pars. Matt still 2 over. Korey 1 under. Nice lefty putt there from Matt. All right, hole 4. Everyone knows this hole. It's the downhill about 250 feet. Tight gap off the tee, and there's OB behind the basket. Korey's punching his harp straight through the gap. It does fade out right, and you can see it skip. But he's still circle 2 about 45, 50 feet. Pretty much a similar putt to the last hole. Matt's taking a baseline putter. He's going to hyzer flip it, kind of like an Ultra Star. You can see it fighting the hyzer. Flips up. Honestly, it was probably going to be parked, but gets a bad tree kick. And now he circles edge probably about 30 feet. Similar distance to the last hole as well. So another putt off here on hole 4. Come on, knock it down. A little bit low right again, just like the last hole. Here we got Matt about 28 feet away. This one was tricky. He had to putt to the left of these 2 trees. Boom, knocks it down. So he's back to +1. Korey's -1. They're going to be heading into hole 5. It's about 260 feet over the water here. You can play safe on the right, but as forehand dominant players, they're both going to go left over the water, trying to get a circle 1 putt for their birdies.
Did he bogey?
No, he birdie hole 1.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think Matt's throwing an Innova Halo Destroyer. Trying to give it some height, some nice hyzer. Just crash in on the basket. Let's see what he can do. Okay, he puts it up, but he swings it out a little bit too wide. And it's a little bit long, but it is out of bounds. He's not happy about it. He did throw a funzie and get it to circle 1. Korey gives it the height and it's inside, but he's going to come up probably about 45 feet short. They both threw second shots that were much better. This is the drop zone if you do go out of bounds. Matt's going to chip up a zone to about 15, 20 feet on the right. This is Korey's birdie putt, like I said, about 45 feet. Just a little right, hits off the cage, rolls to about 15 feet. He was saying he would hit that in the tournament. I'm sure he wants to be a little bit closer. And shout out to that rail right there. I was trying to get a good angle for you guys. So Matt taps in his bogey. Unfortunately, another OB stroke. The third time this round already through 5 holes where he has to add a stroke. That's where his disc landed. And Korey's going to putt here to save his par. About 15 feet away. To go up 3. No. So both going to bogey the hole. Korey's going to even. Matt Long is going back to +2. Here we got hole 6. Both of them are going to try to throw forehand flexes. Kind of fight back in that hallway on the left. And Matt was talking about how his disc was wet. It slipped right out. But fortunately, it kicks back in. So he's going to have a little chip shot up to save his par. I think Korey's throwing his long bowman again. He loves this disc. He pures it, goes a little bit long, though. He's going to be about 30, 35 feet long. But anytime you have a birdie putt in this hole, it's a great drive. Matt's chipping up his zone. Pures the hallway here, but does go about 30 feet long, maybe 25 feet. This is Korey's putt on a little bit elevated basket. There's OB left. And unfortunately, he finds it. He hits the rock wall and goes right over. There was a wind pushing off the water. So not ideal. This is for Matt to take a stroke on this hole. He is down 2 to Korey. Boom, right in the center. Makes it a 1-stroke game. So Matt +2, Korey +1.
Gets one back.
Korey tapping in his bogey.
Korey.
Can't do that.
Absolutely can't do that. Let's try
He's going to show you guys what he should have done here. Boom, right on the pole. He switched it up to a straddle. He was like, I should have just putted normally. And I agree. Be confident. Knock down that circle
Where'd you
putt.
get that shirt?
Shout out Disc Golf 978, baby. That's how we bounce back.
Hole 7 here. Says it's about 350 feet. Not sure it plays that far. Matt's going to be throwing his flippy Skywalker. And he fades out down the hill. He's going to have a long putt for his birdie. I think Korey's backhanding an Explorer from latitude 64. Just a little bit too much hyzer, but he will have a circle 1 putt from about 25, 30 feet. So like I said, Matt skipped down the hill. He's going to have a putt back up at it. A little bit low right, but he's going to have a tap in par. Par's not the worst on this hole. Especially with this green, you could definitely roll away on your putt. Korey circles edge for his birdie. And chains out right again. Pretty much hit the same spot as he did on hole 5. Here we got hole 8. It's an island green. Actually, I'm not sure if Diamonds plays the island green, but you really want to get your drive on the island. And unfortunately, Matt throws it a little bit too high. The headwind just carried it right. I think he should have trusted that out much more left with that PD2. Korey's going to be throwing an Innova Destroyer, trying to put a nice flex on it, trusting the stability of this disc. Seems very overstable. And he parks it. What a shot. So he's going to get 1 or 2 strokes on Matt, at least,
What'd you throw?
since Matt's going to be putting for his 3 and Korey's tapping in a 2.
Beefcake.
He loved that shot. This is Matt to save his par and pulls it a little right. Stays in bounds. He's going to have a putt there for his 4. All right, so he's +3. Korey's at even. Korey has 2 birdies, hole 1 and hole 8, and 2 bogeys, hole 5 and hole 6. So Korey with 3 strokes on Matt. Here's hole 9. It's a par 4, about 460 feet. You want to throw this drive about 300 feet straight. Unfortunately, Korey hyzers out a little bit too much. And you guys will see the hill on the left towards the water. You don't really want to be down there. You kind of want to land where Matt's about to land, hopefully. He's throwing the forehand Skywalker again. I love watching him throw this disc. Just flips up, turns a little bit left, and ends up dead straight from where he aimed.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet flight out of that Skywalker. This is his chance to birdie. He's going to be throwing his baseline putter again, just like he did on hole 4. Just hyzer flip it down the hill. Come on. Oh. Hits one of the only trees he wants to miss. He's going to have that up and down for his par. This is Korey getting aggressive. I don't think he would really go for it in a tournament from where he is. He's trying to hit that island with a very flippy disc, some putter or mid. And he finds himself out of bounds. This is Matt's 3rd shot. He's trying to make it on the island. And it goes way too straight, but you can see the white stake in the background. He finds himself in bounds. Wow. So he has a putt for par, and this is Korey's putt for par after the OB stroke. A little bit low right, not committed. So he's going to be taking a bogey to go to +1. Matt had this par putt. I'm not sure what happened in the video, so I freeze framed it for you guys. He did knock it down, so he's going to stay at +3. Heading into hole 10 here, the famous castle hole. Matt overturns his Wraith. He's going to have a long bid for his 2. This is definitely one of the holes they want to get. Unfortunately, Matt is going to have a long bid. I think Korey's going to be ripping a strike up there. A little bit too stable right now. It's in the halo plastic. He was saying that he wanted to beat that one in so he could get some turn out of it, because right now it's a little bit too beefy. Here's Matt showing us what he should have done with his destroyer. Trusting the stability. Wow. I think I know what he's going to be doing in the tournament this weekend. Long bid from Matt here. That was impressive to get it all the way up there on a nice jump putt. That putt's playing at least 100 feet, honestly. This is Korey giving it a bid with his harp. Oh my gosh, just a few inches low. He wanted to do that one for the camera to get a highlight. This is Matt to save his par. To stay at +3. Come on, Matt. Yes, sir. Great putt.
What was that basket they had here before?
Although Matt has all these OB strokes, missed Mando stroke, he's still staying in it because he's putting so well. Here we got hole 11. It's about 670 feet. You really want to rip one down there out into the field. Stay out of these trees. And unfortunately, like the last hole, Matt does overturn it again. He's going to have a very far upshot for his birdie. This hole is a par 4. This is one of my favorite holes to throw on this course. Just rip one down there. Unfortunately, these guys don't really get great rips. But Korey does get some turn on that, and he's going to have a chance for his birdie. Matt, on the other hand, is very far back. He still has probably about 400 feet to the basket. I think he's throwing his Halo Wraith again on some nice Anheuser, but it does not fight back. If that was a destroyer, that probably would have got there. He's going to have a long putt for his birdie. Here we got Korey. Not sure what he's throwing. Maybe his long Bowman. Looks like a very overstable disc, though.
Not in the right
And he just goes way left. He's going to have a kind of tricky upshot from there, but I'm sure he can get up and down for his par. Here's Matt's putt for birdie. Guys, I thought this was dead center. That looked so good. He's not happy about it. I think he wanted to be much closer for his birdie, unfortunately. I'm sure he will be in the tournament. This is Korey's very flippy disc. He threw this one on hole 9 on the upshot. He's going to have a putt there to save his par. That was a pretty sweet roller. Matt chucked in his par putt. And this is what Korey got for his par coming up to keep his 2-stroke lead. Come on, Korey. Yep. What a great putt. I love watching his hyzer putt just go right on the pole. So he keeps the 2-stroke lead. Still +3 to +1.
Couple amps.
Heading into hole 12. Another par 4 again.
That's box. At +7.
This one's much shorter than hole 11. It's only about 525 feet. And it pretty much plays that. Maybe a little bit further. Matt throws this one right into the ground, but it skips another like 150, 200 feet. He should have only about a zone up into the green for his birdie.
This hole.
Like I said, if you keep it in the middle, you're going to have a wide open upshot, and you're going to want to birdie this hole. This one I could definitely see averaging under par on this layout. Probably the easiest hole in the layout.
Noted. Uncle up.
I'm going to guess there's one eagle on this hole this tournament. Someone's going to throw it in. Maybe not going for it, but I think someone's going to accidentally throw it in, and they're not going to be too upset about it. Here's Korey's upshot. It's kind of tough to see where it lands with the trees, so I'm sorry. I think it was just in line with one of the trees. You could see it trickle out right there. He's going to have about 20, 25 feet for his birdie. He likes it. So like I said, Matt has a zone into the green. He was talking about the one time he played a doubles tournament, and him and his partner did not get up and down. Come on, Matt. I want to see you get up and down right now. Doesn't quite flex it or trust it. It's a little bit right of the basket. Almost the same putt as Korey. About 20, 25 feet. There was the same exact shot there. All right, here we go. We got a putt off. This is pretty much the only danger of the hole. Nice putt there, but if it did not hit the chains, it could have rolled away very far. So that's a great putt you want to hit. You really want to put this upshot closer than they did. But if you don't, you want to do exactly what they did and make those putts. You do not want to take a 4 or 5 on this hole, that's for sure. All right, hole 13. It's about 470 feet. Doesn't quite play that far, obviously. It's straight down the hill. And you can pretty much throw whatever you want. You can throw a putter, a mid-range. You could throw a high-speed disc and just punch one down there. Hopefully hits a tree. But whatever you do, you want to make sure you hit that gap and get down the hill. One of the tough parts is scrambling on this hole if you are short. There's so many trees on the left and the right, and you could take a big number on this hole. I think Korey might be throwing his long Bowman again. Sweet flight, but turns a little bit too much. Actually kicks up, and he's going to have a long putt for his birdie. Matt was talking about how tricky of a shot this was. He's taking his zone. Gonna try to hit a gap here, and he does. Oh my gosh, just like Korey on hole 10, Matt was just a few inches low for a forehand throw in. I wanted to see it, and he wanted to hit it for the camera too. Ah, good shot, Matt. All right, this is Korey's putt for birdie. I think he's putting with maidens. Oh my gosh, another metal hit from super far away. What a shot, Korey. So they're gonna have a tap in par, both of them, after hitting metal on those far up shots and putt. Boom. Love to see it. So score update, I think it's 2 over to even now because they both birdied hole 12. And the rest of the holes have been pars. This hole and hole 11.
We should have done.
So heading into hole 14. It's a 300-foot hyzer. You can honestly throw a forehand too on a soft flex. If you are a righty, you can throw it out to the left, get it inbounds, keep it low, and give yourself a putt. But both these guys are going to be throwing backhand hyzers here. Starting us off, Matt's throwing an instinct. Just a little bit low, unfortunately.
It's in the water.
Get that one up, Matt, and you'll be fine. But he's going to be going to the drop zone. And Korey's throwing a backhand here as well. Maybe with an Explorer, I'm not sure. He's going to have a long putt for his birdie, probably about 40, 45 feet.
It's like a 35.
But if you guys know Korey, he can definitely hit those putts. Let's go. No, just left side. He's been all over the basket this round. He hasn't really had one stick from far yet, though. So he's going to have a tap in par. Matt, unfortunately, will bogey. So Matt's going to be at +3. Korey is still at even. So 3-stroke lead, 4 holes to go. Here's hole 15. It's about 320, 325 feet straight. Korey's taking his essence and just overturns it. A little bit of a grip lock. He's going to have a long putt or a chip up shot from there. Probably throwing his harp. Matt's going to be throwing a C-line PD here. And he kind of shanks it a little bit. He throws the flight he wanted to, but definitely missed his gap. And he's almost parked. He's like 20 feet short. All right, so they're going to throw a few funsies here. Korey hits the same line as Matt, and watch it come through. Is that a play?
What I'm gonna do with this?
I don't know, maybe. Here's Matt Skywalker. Super fun watching him throw this flippy disc. Yeah. Look at that flight. Oh, almost the turn he wanted.
Definitely.
And then I think Matt's throwing his omen here. It's like a Firebird. It's beefy. So pretty cool to see him replicate that shot with different discs. Pretty much the same flight. Obviously, the Skywalker was from a hyzer release.
Problem with running this is you end up pretty far.
All right, so Korey's about 20 feet from there for his par. And this is Matt's birdie look. To bring it within 2. Boom. So he's at +2. This is for Korey to stay at even. Save his par. No. He's going to take a bogey and go to +1. So he only has 1 stroke on Matt with 3 holes to go now. That was 2 strokes on hole 15 here.
There's the M.
This is the same as the gold hole that the MPO players play at the MVP Open. So good birdie from Matt. Here we got hole 16, diamonds. 365 feet. Definitely favors a forehand, maybe on a soft flex. Come on, Matt. I think he's throwing the PD again, and he shanks it, hits 2 trees, kicks down. That's going to be a very tough par save from there. Korey's going to try to show us the line on a nice driver forehand flex. Not sure what disc he's throwing here. Probably a Destroyer or Wraith or something like that. A little bit short. He's going to have a long putt or chip shot from there. Matt's going to be throwing a thumber with his Omen. And unfortunately, it does end up short, about 80 feet away, maybe 70 feet. Closer than Korey is here. Korey's throwing his harp. I told him to throw it in. He sallies it a little bit, but it's going to be a tap-in par for him. He's probably going to get a stroke here on Matt to bring it up to 2 strokes. Come on, Matt. Throw this putter in. Guys, how did he miss that? Now he has a tester putt coming back. Like 25, 28 feet. But he's been putting well. No problem. Saves his bogey here with a nice putt. So Matt's at +3. Korey's at +1. 2 holes to go. 2 strokes. All right, hole 17. It's uphill. There's this tight gap you have to hit off the tee. And Korey's going with a forehand roller. This goes left right away. But it actually gets up there, and he does have a chance to still get a birdie, even though it's a short drive. This hole is relatively short for a par 4. It's only about 430 feet. Plays more than that, but still very gettable. And Matt shows you just that. He rips that drive up the hill. He's going to have a putt or maybe a short approach into the green for his birdie. Korey, on the other hand, still has a full shot. He's going justice, and he does pure it, but he's going to be a little bit short, like 25, 30 feet. Still a very good shot from where he was. Here's Matt within 100 feet for the eagle. He's going to try to run it here. This is his putting putter. Unfortunately, gets it a little bit too high and puts it to about 15, 20 feet. Still a birdie putt. Here's another shot. More commitment, better height. All right, so this is Korey's birdie putt. Circle's edge. Just a little bit low. There is a drop-off behind this basket, so he didn't fully commit. Still up 2, but Matt's going to bring it to 1 stroke if he can hit this from about 18, 20 feet away. Come on, Matt. Oh, I feel like that could have caught, but unfortunately it does spit out. I don't think he went that far. I'm not sure why he putted that, but if he did go that far, great putt. So both guys did par this hole. Not what you want to do if you hit the gap off the tee. Here's the final hole. It's about 460 feet. Par 4, island green. There's OB all on the right here. Mando tree on the left. Matt pures it. Throws a pretty ideal drive. Gets a good skip. So he should have a chip shot into the green for his birdie. He's currently sitting at +3. Korey's at +1. Ripping a forehand turnover. Doesn't quite hit the height, but he should still have an upshot into the green for his birdie. They're going to throw a few funsy drives here just for fun. Matt rips another forehand, Anheuser. Gets good distance. Pretty much just a zone into the green from there. Korey's going to show you the backhand. I kind of like this play a little bit better. It does open up the gap. Allows you to swing more of a forehand hyzer into the green instead of playing with the out of bounds. Korey's pretty far away here because Matt's up by that tree. He's ripping his long bowman on a nice Anheuser flex. This shot was beautiful. So he started the round with a great upshot on hole 1 for his birdie with the long bowman, and he's going to end the same way. He's up on the island putting for birdie. So that pretty much seals it. Korey will take it down unless he 3-putts somehow. Looks like they're both going to end with birdie putts here. As a forehand player, you definitely want to get this hole. If you aren't a forehand player who gets good forehand distance, I would really swing out a backhand and open up that angle off your drive. So this is to go back down to even. Yep, he gets it in there. Solid round by Korey. I'd say even will play about 970 rated. That's my guess for the tournament, because there are so many chances you can go out of bounds and take big numbers on this layout. Even, pretty solid score. Matt shoots a +2. I know these guys will want to do better in the tournament, but come the last day of a 4-round tournament,
That wasn't the last hole.
shooting around even will not be too bad.
You gotta lock that in, boy.
I want you guys to comment down below who you think is going to take down the 2026 MVP AM side and what the final score for that winner is going to be. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. I'll be out there this weekend filming for you guys and getting some people on the OTR Disc Golf channel to be recorded. Shout out Matt, shout out Korey. Thank you guys for letting me film you and being part of this practice round battle. Good luck this weekend.